Hi everyone, I'm Yang. Welcome to Tea House, China Radio International's online video talk show. You can watch our program online at www.crienglish.com and also enjoy Tea House via iPad. We hope to provide you with a platform of communication for a better world, and also hope you enjoy the ideas shared on Tea House. Today, we're having a cup of tea with Frank P. Palmer, a German documentary photographer who has lived in China for nearly 20 years. Frank will talk about China's development from a documentary photographer's perspective in this edition of Tea House. Let's learn more about Frank by watching this short video.
Frank P. Palmer was inspired by American photography of the 50s and 60s when he got his hands on a few photography magazines in Germany. At the age of 14, Palmer received his first camera, followed by his own small darkroom. He's been taking pictures and experimenting with various techniques ever since. He began his professional career in the late 60s and built a reputation in the fields of architecture, industry and fashion. While living in Hong Kong in 1992, Palmer ventured successfully into digital imaging, subsequently winning the Gold Award at the 1993 International Munich Multimedia Festival and other prestigious awards. His works were published in countries around the world. Since 1989, Palmer's been living in Sydney, Hong Kong, Shanghai and Beijing, travelling and working extensively in Australia, Hong Kong, the Chinese mainland, Mumbai, New Delhi, Agra, Tokyo, Yokohama, Bangkok, Seoul, Jakarta, Dubai, New York, Lyon and Valencia, among others. Palmer has been based in Beijing since 1996 and took a series of photographs reflecting various aspects of China's development. With a photo named The Soft Power of China's True Heroes, Palmer was awarded the grand prize at the Beijing in the Eyes of Foreigners contest in August 2009.
Hi Frank, welcome to Tea House.
Yeah, thank you for your invitation. I'm happy to be here.
I'm so happy to prepare tea for you.
Okay, good. I like tea. I like Chinese tea.
Do you often have tea at home like this?
No. When I go to friends, they always offer me some good tea and tea ceremony.
Ah.
So I know a little bit about Chinese tea culture.
Please have a try.
Thank you, thank you. Very good.
Frank, let's start our talk from the moment when you got your first camera in 1955 at the age of 14. What did the camera look like? Can you still remember that?
Yeah, I can remember this, even it's so long ago. But I don't remember why I wanted this camera. For my 14th birthday, I asked an aunt to have a camera at a birthday present. This was right after the war, and it was very, very, very expensive. But I don't know why. I just had an idea.
Can you remember the first photo you took?
I can remember quite a lot because my brain is still working. Now I've taken photos of my classmates. That's where it started to do some business, not real business.
The money from that, right?
Yeah, I set up black and white darkroom in a space for wardrobe, which was maybe 1.50 meters by 1 meter, so sort of space. And I made some photos of my classmates, very little prints, and I gave them or sold them, even sold them to my classmates for just a little bit of money for paying for the paper and the chemicals.
Since then, you have been taking photos for over half a century. Where did your passion of photography originate?
I remember vaguely because after the war there was nothing, there was no library and nothing, and people had no real idea and nobody was teaching. But I remember there came old buses like a library. They had books and everything, and there they had even magazines, photographic magazines from America. And I remember, because I was reading and reading whatever I could get my hands on. I was reading books I didn't understand, but I was reading. So I went to this driving library and I found American photography magazines, and I remember that. But I don't know what kind of motives, what kind of photography, but I was interested. I'm always interested in things.
Despite technological development, which part of photography has remained unchanged?
These are two different issues. One issue is the technological issue, the camera itself, and the other is to take photos, what is happening in yourself, in your brain, in your heart, and so. But nowadays, most of the people, they just go on and click, 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 and this is not photography. So I would like to show something.
Okay, Frank, thank you very much. Let's have a nice cup of Chinese tea, and then please show me around. I can't wait for that.
The most important thing that joined our two countries are trade and economic ties.
We should move towards finding win-win solutions.
Build a bridge through drinking some real nice Chinese tea.
Oh, I could kill for a nice cup of tea.
Okay, Frank, you have been in China for nearly 20 years and have taken a lot of photos of China. Which ones are your favorites?
Yeah, this is very difficult to answer because there are so many good photos and good samples. But important for me was to take photos of Tiananmen Square. The first one here is 1992, and the other one is from 2010, because I wanted to show 2010, the change, and you see it on the cars, and also I wanted to have many, many people in the street, and especially on Tiananmen Square.
Where did you stand at that time?
This was where Mr. Mao was standing. I was standing on the gate to the Forbidden City. And normally people are not allowed, but because of this speciality...
How did you get the permission?
This was very difficult, very, very difficult. Normally I'm a Laowai, I'm a foreigner, and I come with a professional camera and nobody is allowed. But because I have been for so long in China, and also I have been in different places, and I could show this old photo. So after, I think it took six weeks, I got permission. And then I had 3 or 4 security people around me, protecting me and taking care that I don't do any bad things.
Well, what information do you want to convey to people by taking this photo?
One thing is about history, or mostly it's about history. You can see the difference when you look at this, and I don't think that many people, even many Chinese, I don't think have these photos, because normally in these days they come with their little cameras, and before they didn't have these big cameras and nobody was allowed. So I think this is quite a good piece of history. Because talking of development, I show you something very interesting. Look, this was not only camera development, this was also China development. In 1992, 20 years ago, in Shanghai, I took these photos, which is advertising board. They had to step on step ladders, and then they painted advertising. Nowadays it's totally different. And I have another photos, because I was taking photos for advertising of different cars which came from Hong Kong, but in Shanghai, and people never have seen a car like this here. It's a convertible canary yellow Saab. Look at these people, they said, oh, what is this, what is this, never seen. Today, no problem. Every second person can have this.
Great changes have taken place in China during the past decades. And who do you think are the true heroes of China?
In my project, I call Chinese True Heroes, the spirit of China. I have taken many, many photos, hundreds of photos of workers in China in different projects, Shanghai World Financial Center and Gomao 3 and CCTV, and all these workers are very important for the economy, for the development of China.
And what about this one?
Now this one, I think this is, of my photos, the most important thing, because this shows the linking of CCTV towers, and it is something like, hey, we can do. It's not the old thing made in China with low quality clothes or something. No, no, this is something technological, top world class.
When did you take that photo?
This was in December 2007.
And where were you when you took that photo?
I was standing here. Yeah, it's 250 meters up in the air, but this is where I have to be, whether it's 200 or 300 or even 500 meters at the Shanghai World Financial Center. This is what I'm doing. I moved in an apartment near CCTV, 300 meters into Sunshine 100. So I didn't need to go by taxi or by car for an hour, so I could just walk anytime I wanted, and there was some technical happening, I just went there. I'd like to show you another photo.
Okay.
This is a photo from 4 workers on scaffolding 300 meters up in the air on Guomao 3 in Beijing. And these people, this is also awarded #1 of the photo competition Beijing in the Eyes of Foreigners, and I got some money for it.
Oh,
it was #1. But this is not the point. The point is, this is a very, very interesting photo of the workers. It's not for fashion and nothing. It's not about their blue eyes or their beautiful uniform. It's about their representing millions and millions of other workers like them.
Yeah, so you answered my last question. They are the hero of China's development. Right?
Exactly. People, these millions of people, they are the soft power of China, I call it. And they are heroes because it's not like in other countries, they are living in the city, they are working in the cities. No, they are leaving father and mother or their wife and children, their village, their friends, and they go into another city, 5,000, 3,000, 2,000 kilometers away. They are not at home, and they are living mostly in these construction sites. And this is not a wonderful life, but they do it to support their families, and they do it for their country. And therefore, they are the real heroes for me. This is history, and it's important to show these people. Somebody cares, and even because it was awarded by the city government, there are people who know why they do it. So they care about these people. And I want to show to these people, I want to show to the Chinese people, hey, there are these people who do the work also for you. And I want to show in the world, here are Chinese people who give the development and these wonderful buildings a face. There is something, not just a building coming up, the construction is suddenly ready. No, there are people who are doing it with hard work over the years. This is what I'm doing.
Let's have another cup of tea and then talk about this. What do you think?
Good.
The most important thing that joined our two countries are trade and economic ties.
We should move towards finding win-win solutions.
Build a bridge through drinking some real nice Chinese tea.
Oh, I could kill for a nice cup of tea.
Please have some tea, Frank.
Thank you, thank you. After all this talking, I know this.
Thank you very much for showing me around. I really had a wonderful journey with your documentary photos. Please enjoy Chinese tea.
Yeah, thank you. Very good tea. But also I'd like to say I'm very happy when people like what I'm doing, like my photography.
Frank, after taking photos for so many years, what is the essence of photography from a professional documentary photographer's perspective?
Now, at least I want to say photography or the photo doesn't happen in the camera. The photo happens inside your mind, inside your soul, inside your heart. And the camera is only a tool and the last ping to make a photo, but it has to happen inside you. Otherwise, it's not a good photo, and you have to know what you do. When you look at people, when you look at their work, and I'm working mostly with people, then I have to get a feeling, and then I have to know what I do. And it's coming from inside. It's not just click, 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 click. This is not photography.
While you're holding your camera, looking at the Chinese construction workers building CCTV tower, what's inside you?
Many different things. First of all, I enjoy to be with these people, to work with these people, and I understand what they are doing. And I never had a bad experience. They're all friendly. When you look at my photos, when you look at the people, and over here, they're all friendly, but they know I understand their work, I appreciate their work, and they know what I'm doing. I'm not doing something bad, I'm promoting their work in China and in the world.
Your photos of China's true heroes reminds me the photos of the making of the Empire State Building by Louis Hine in 1931. What role do you think your photos about China can play in the history?
No, that's a very good idea, because this is the basic of my project. I compare these photos from 80 years ago, and you can find these photos still on the internet, and they are in an auction and in museums, and people are proud in America, are proud of their workers, and I think this could happen also in China. I have to put my photos, and some of them are already in the internet. I put more and more on the internet, and I will show them to the world, and then it's also coming back to China. And I hope, and that's why I'm working for it, that this will become the icons of China.
Frank, I know that you have made great efforts to help people of next generation or the generation after that to learn more about what China has been through. Please show us.
Yeah, now this time is a time of history, but at this moment young people don't realize it, because they are busy to put up their own lives. Maybe in 10-15 years time, when they look back, then they think, oh, this was a time, let's look at these photos, and then they realize what happened in this time, and they can think of it, and this will last for 50 years or even more. I show you some of my photos, very important for China, also important for the people who understand, somebody is caring of us, as it was us in these photos, because I'm working on a book. This is one of the different projects I have taken photos of. When you look at these photos, when you look at these workers, it's not so easy. It's not much different from the work in 1930. The difference is there is much more safety. They have to wear a helmet, they have to have a safety belt, and when you look at it everywhere these people have to wear a belt. So this is a good part, but the work is still hard work for these people. So this is different from people who are living in a city and just go every day for 8 hours working there. These people are not at home. They are living mostly in a factory, or they are living in a construction site. And this is much harder work. And one time a year they can go home and see their loved ones. And then there are 300 million people traveling. This is very difficult in China. So here are just a few other things. This is in interior photography. This is a concert hall in Shanghai. This is a theater in Shanghai.
Nowadays, when we see the beautiful architecture, and we can't forget the construction workers who have made a great contribution to make it.
Yeah, this is exactly the point. Okay.
Okay, Frank, thank you very much for joining our program and show us your wonderful work.
It's my great pleasure.
I sincerely hope that with the efforts of people like you, more and more people all over the world can learn about the real China.
Yeah, okay.
How about we take a photo with this camera?
Yeah, okay, let's do it.